grungy purple. Purple. No, it's not a purple. It's a green. Can you tell I'm tired? Hello beautiful makeup lovers and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the new Gourmande Girls and Doodles by the Bunny release, and it is their Halloween palette and it's called Haunted, and it is in the same type of packaging as Spooked and Nightshade. So we're going to look at this today. We're going to see if it's the same good formula that I'm used to. We're going to discuss the colour story. I'm going to show you some swatches and close-ups, and we're going to see what we can create with this today. So let's dive into the close-ups and swatches first.
Aren't you tired of the drama? You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the damn time. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong.
Now this palette retails for £46, but this palette was very kindly gifted to me in PR. If it hadn't have been, I definitely would have picked it up myself because I love Gourmande Girls and I think their quality is fantastic, and I love the collaborations with Doodles by the Bunny because, as you have seen, the colour story is beautiful, but we're also going to compare it to Nightshade and Spooked and just go through and talk a little bit about that. So Gourmande Girls are a US indie brand if you didn't know, and I am friends with the owner Christina, who is absolutely lovely, and she collabs with Doodles by the Bunny, who creates beautiful palette designs to come up with these colour stories. So this is Haunted, what we're going to play with today, and the colour story. Nightshade, which was released not too long ago actually, when I can get it open. This is the colour story of Nightshade. So if I put them together, one moment. If I put them together, you can kind of see that there are some similarities, and I feel like if you already have Nightshade, I think Haunted would pair beautifully with it to create sort of a bigger, more dramatic colour story. Of course, some people might think it is too similar, which is absolutely fine if you don't want both, but if you wanted to pick up one rather than the other, these are the colour stories compared together. Don't actually know which one I prefer out of the two. I love both for different reasons. And then Spooked looks like this, which was the Halloween release last year. I'm not actually sure if it's still available. If it is, I will try and remember to link it down below for you. Absolutely love this palette. One of my favourites of last year. And this is Haunted compared to Spooked. Again, would pair beautifully together. Absolutely gorgeous colour stories. Spooked still definitely one of my favourites. Also, I just got a really exciting delivery, and no, it's not makeup. I've just got the new Assassin's Creed Mirage. If you know, you know. I didn't even realise it had released. Normally I'm on it and I've got it the second it's released, but I was watching Twitch and people were mentioning it and I'm like, sorry, what? It's already out? I ran to Amazon. Next day delivery. Me and my husband are going to be playing this tonight. So in this palette we do have a black, we do have two slightly similar yellow shades, if I'm honest. They're not that dissimilar and probably wouldn't look that different on the eye. Of course you can use the lighter one to blend out the slightly deeper one, but I think personally for me, I think I would have swapped one of those out and maybe made this even more pastel or made this one a little bit deeper. We do have a lot of depth to play with in this palette, which makes me very happy, but not lots and lots of light mattes. So that's why I feel like this one could pair beautifully with the other palettes that have already been released. But as a standalone palette, it's pretty, but I think I could have done with at least one more light matte. The shimmers look beautiful. There looks to be different shimmer formulas in this, which I really appreciate. There is also a satin down here called Spectral, which is a little bit different. It's nice sometimes to have a satin thrown in there. I do like variety. So I feel like we're getting that with this and the different formulas that are included. I need to stop waffling on now and put this on my eyes. I'm just priming with my Natasha Denona eye base, but everything I'm using should be linked in the description box. And I do have a code with Gourmande Girls if you want to save any pennies on anything that you might pick up from the site. It is just Kerry, and I do earn a small commission from any time that you might use my code. So if you do, thank you so much. So what are we going to do today? I feel like this one for me, like I say, the only light mattes we've got are the two yellowy kind of tones. I mean, there does look to be quite a difference on camera as I'm looking at it, but when I was swatching them, they weren't that dissimilar. There could have been a little bit more, what's the word? a little bit more range, one a lot lighter than the other one, but this colour story is absolutely gorgeous for spooky season. I think what I'm going to do is use the greens toward the outer corner, maybe the black to deepen it up, and we might incorporate these yellows and do sort of a blended blown out type of look. That could be what we're doing. So I'm going to start out with the shade, what does this say? Horrify. This one down here, it's like a deep grungy purple. No, it's not a purple. It's a green. Can you tell I'm tired? And I'm going to pop this in the outer corner and just pack this on and make it quite dramatic out here and then blow it all out from there. But first we shall pack on this shade and just see what the pigment is like. Look at that tone. That is beautiful. I'm going to take it quite high up considering it's one of the deeper shades because like I said, I want it to be quite dramatic and I feel like we're going to blow it out. So yeah, let's take it a little bit higher than what we normally would. And I will just run a little bit of that shade on the lower lash line, just on the outer corner, just to make sure it's connecting up. I'm just wiggling with no extra product on the edge of this and just try and start on blending this out before we go in with the next shade. But the grunginess and the tone of this just makes my little green heart happy. That is definitely deep enough that you wouldn't necessarily have to deepen it up with the black. I mean, we can. We're here to test things, but that is definitely giving me a lot of grungy green depth and I love it. I actually have so many palettes that I need to film with again. Like I've done first impressions on them, but I need to play around with this some more and get my thoughts on them before I come back and review them, and I just haven't got a lot of time, which is why it's taken me so long to get around to this palette, unfortunately. It did take a little detour around the world before it came to me as well, which didn't help, but I'm super busy at the minute. Like this is the busiest I think I've ever been in my life. So just bear with me with getting around to doing all of the other videos. I'm going to go in with Cursed next, which was the other green up here. And I'm just going to use a little bit of that to start gently blending out this green that we've already got down. Just flicking it out a little bit, just so we're going to get that blown out effect. This usually takes me quite a long time to do a blown out look because I want it to look blended and seamless, and you know, to get to that point is not always the easiest. So I'm just going to be going back and forth between these two shades, blowing it all out and trying to make sure that it looks blended, but these shades are going on absolutely beautifully, to be honest, which is what I expected because the other palettes that Gourmande girls have been releasing lately have just been amazing quality. I'm kind of thinking now maybe I want to go in with the purple toward the inner corner through the crease, because purple and green is my favourite eyeshadow colour combination. I was originally thinking maybe I'd go in with the yellowy tones, but kind of want to use the purple. Is that looking dramatic enough yet? I'm still here blending just because I'm enjoying these shades so much. I need to put the brush down and I need to move on. Okay, next I am going to go in with the purple shade, which is called Bewitched, and it is up here. And I'm going to start to stamp that through the crease and just drag it through toward the inner corner. And it doesn't really matter what the lid looks like because I will be going over that with a shimmer. I would have loved a slightly lighter purple or something to blend this purple out within this palette, because I'm just blending it out with itself because there isn't really any other mattes that I can use that are lighter to blend it out with. So I'm just wiggling on the edges and trying to create a blend. And it is definitely blending out, it's just a little bit more time consuming because there's nothing else I can use to blend it out with. But I think those colours together are looking beautiful. And of course I want to take a little bit of that purple and just pop that on the lower lash line as well. And then blend that out, and then we can go in with some shimmers. Now I want to brighten this up and make it crazy, and I'm looking at Unearthly and I'm looking at Eerie. Shall we do it? I'm taking Unearthly on a refer brush and just spraying it. And I feel like I've got hair. And I think I want to put this in the middle of the lid, maybe? I don't think that brush is doing it justice. Let me go in with my finger. Do you see the difference? Oh, wow. Yeah, that definitely benefits from being picked up with the finger. Then we'll go in with Eerie, which does pick up a little bit better on the brush because it's a slightly different formula, and that is the slightly deeper green. I have a hair here now as well. What is going on? I'm just going to pop that next to the shimmer and the matte between the two to kind of create a little sandwich out here. And I've left a gap because I was thinking maybe we could go into one of the purple shimmers as well, since the shimmers in this palette are really standout and spectacular looking. And now I'll go into a little bit of the black shade called Troubled, just for the very outer corner to deepen that up even more, create a little bit more drama out here. And Gourmande Girls Blacks are usually very pigmented, so go in little by little. Oh yeah, look at that. And then the purple I want to go into is called Ghostly, and it's this one here, and it looks like it's going to be a very sparkly formula. Let's just spray it so I don't get lots of fallout, and just have this leading to the inner, leading to the inner corner and over the inner corner. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm back in with a little bit of Unearthly just on the finger, just to make sure that these three shimmers are merging nicely. Okay, let me jump off and finish up this look, and then we'll come back, discuss the palette and see what the final thing looks like. So guys, we are done, and I did add some gems because at the minute apparently I'm a gem fiend. Does anyone else have this problem? Do you become a gem fiend and then all of a sudden all of your looks are just covered in gems? I mean, that's what I'm going through right now. I'm not particularly mad at that. I may need to order some more though. I did go in my waterline with my two Colourpop cream gel liners. These are the old formulation, so I'm not sure if they're available anymore. And that is in Piggybank and Electric Daisy. You can't beat a green and purple combination in my opinion, so of course I was going to love this look. I do think it came together nicely, especially with the green gems that I just added on the end, just for a little bit of extra something. Of course you don't need to add gems if you don't want to, if you're not a gem fiend like me. Let me know what you think to this look down below, and let me know what you think to this palette. Is this one that you have picked up, that you want to pick up? And let me know what you think about these collabs with Gourmande Girls and Doodles by the Bunny, because I can't lie, they are some of my favourite from the brand. Everything that I used was the same great quality that I'm used to from Gourmande Girls. Absolutely beautiful, pigmented, blendable and buildable. The shimmers are spectacular. Some that are different formulas are a little bit better if you apply with your finger. Some pick up really easily on a brush. It's just that there's different formulas in the palette and they like to be treated differently. This Unearthly shade is actually so flipping special and unreal. I mean, this is the type of shade that makes me so happy. Look at it, it's green. It's very intense, it is delicious. So glad that I could include that in the look today. I think everything that I used though, I was really pleased with. The only thing I'll say about this palette is I feel like it's missing some blending out shades because we've got a lot of depth, which I love. If you want to do a smoky eye, a deep dark smoky eye and put shimmer all over the lid, beautiful. But if you're wanting to do more looks with blending out shades, obviously the yellowy shades will blend out from the green if you want them to, but there's nothing really to blend out the purple with. Like I say, for me personally, just personal preference, I could have done with another lighter matte, maybe a light pink even. because we do have the pinky shimmer here. That would have been kind of cute, but I'm not mad at this colour story. I think it is beautiful. I love the colour combination in here. There's just one or two things that I would change preference-wise. Sorry, I'm just watching my cat enter the room and nearly drop his tail in the door. I do like the theming, I like the names in the palette, and there was some indentations which I've now destroyed because I swatched the palette and obviously was putting my finger in the shimmers, but I love the little attention to detail like that, and I think the quality is really good. It does come with an outer sleeve like usual, and it's got all the information on the back. It's got a 12-month shelf life and it is cruelty free. Having played with it, I think, like I say, the formula, absolutely brilliant, just as I'm used to, but trying to decide out of my favourite sort of on the spooky side types of palettes from Gourmande Girls, I don't know. Nightshade, I think I'm going to have to say Spooked is still my favourite colour story wise. I think the quality of the palettes are all very similar. I think it's just a case of your preference and what you prefer but via colour story, but yeah, I still think this one is definitely my favourite out of the three. Don't forget, if there's anything you would like to pick up from Gourmande Girls, feel free to use my discount code or anybody else's discount code to save yourself some pennies, but mine is affiliated, so thank you so much if you do use that and support my channel. I will of course have everything that I'm wearing linked in the description box, as well as my socials, my YouTube membership and my Patreon group in case you want to join in the fun, and hopefully guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!